हेलो एवरीवन। मैं आज आपको मार्गरेट फुलर के बारे में बताऊंगा। मार्गरेट फुलर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट राइटर फॉर द रीजन बीइंग शी इज नोन फॉर बीइंग अ फेमिनिस्ट राइटर. At the same time, she is the editor of the Dial, and Dial is a magazine that was actually from 1840 to 1845. She was the editor of Dial. This was co-founded by Margaret Fuller at the same time with Ralph Waldo Emerson, transcendentalist writer. We know Ralph Waldo Emerson. So she is a famous personality. This we know. Why I'm mentioning here the dial? Because dial is important to be understood in this regard. That this was the magazine which used to deal with transcendentalism and which became a motive, a source you can say behind her feminist views also. This became a kind of beginning for her to be a writer, to deal with her ideas, to say whatever she wanted to say. And then she actually wrote the book that is named as Women in the 19th Century. Women in the 19th Century, and this book was published in 1845. This is a book which examined the place of women within society, how women are treated in society. That is very much discussed by Margaret Fuller. Margaret Fuller is very famous when it comes to feminism. She was an American writer. She was born in 1810 and died in 1850. An editor of the Trial magazine, co-founded by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Like Wollstonecraft, Fuller believed that education was the means of emancipation of women. She believed that if women have to be liberated, they have to be emancipated, they need to have education. It was not like that she was talking about women dominating men. No, she was trying to say every woman has some masculine qualities and every man has some feminine qualities. Nobody is just completely masculine or completely feminine. So this portrayal of complete masculine and complete feminine is not right. That's what she wanted to say, that women should take part in the fact that they are equal to men, not subordinate to men, and they should try to have occupation, education, which will make them the partner. And one more thing about her, I would like to say that she is not only talking about the power of the education of women. She also talks about the races, that blacks, African Americans should also get equal rights. So she is a bit different than Wollstonecraft in this matter, that she is not only talking about women, she is also talking about black people, and she is talking about the prison reforms also, especially in the reforms in the context of women prisoners. So she is just crossing a particular limit where that was limited to feminist writers like Wollstonecraft to womenkind only. She is going beyond that and talks about races, talks about color, black. The discrimination is not done only to the women, also done to the black people. That's what Margaret Fuller is known for. That's what she says. She talks about racism and feminism both, you can say that. So when it comes to Margaret Fuller, I think you understand she was having a kind of opinion which was not just limited to womankind, rather it was going to the classes, African Americans, and talking about racist sexist social structure. So Margaret Fuller is very famous for that reason. Now you got to know the very famous book which is asked repeatedly in the exams, and that is Women in the 19th Century. That is 1845. This was published. Women in the 19th Century. She herself was born in 19th century in the 1810 and died in 1850. So she has written that book before she died. 5 years before she had just written this book, and that was published in 1840 five women in the 19th century. The condition of women has been portrayed beautifully by her, and she says that women needs emancipation, and for that, education is the best tool. And she says that every woman has masculine qualities and every man has feminine qualities. This is very important concept that Margaret Fuller has given. and Margaret Fuller crosses this, boundary and goes for that black racism also and African American issues also. So I hope you got the editor of Dial with Ralph Waldo Emerson, a famous American writer, a feminist writer, a writer who deals with racism at the same time. I hope you got a brief about Margaret Fuller. Thank you very much for today. Bye bye.